Summer conditions, top of the ground is not what we're saying here this afternoon in Clane GA Club. But it's still the start of the championship. Well, it's the start of the championship, the TG4 All-Ireland Ladies Junior Championship for Antrim. It's their first game of the year. Limerick, of course, kicked off last weekend in Dunleer in Louth with an excellent 4 goals and 10 points to 7 points win over Derry. They're looking to clinch top of the group here this afternoon. Antrim, for their part, they had a disappointing league campaign, but they're after welcoming back 5 new players into the panel, key players all along the spine of the team. Manager Damien McConville feeling much more optimistic about his chances at this time of year, feels that they're in a better position. This is a fascinating clash. As watchers of the Junior Championship will be well aware, Wicklow, strongest of favourites for this competition. They were a surprise package. It was a surprise when they were relegated last year. They've already opened with a good win this year. So Wicklow looking... Obviously, we can't presume anything in 2020. That's not the way to go this year. But it's reasonable to assume that Wicklow will probably top the other group. They will be favoured regardless of who they play in that semi-final. So realistically, the prize here this afternoon for both these sides is a chance to maybe get a slightly softer tie, most likely against Fermanagh, a much more winnable fixture. And for either of these counties, that would be a hugely successful outcome. We'll start by taking you through the teams here, and we'll kick off with Limerick. Limerick won the All-Ireland Junior Championship just 2 years ago, and remarkably only 2 members of that team still survive today. It's a very, very young side that has been brought. It's a very, very young side that manager Donal Ryan has picked. He came in with a new broom here this year in his first year in the job, so it's a new team the whole way through. Particularly young in the full back line, Sophie Hennessy in goals, Charlotte Walsh, Maeve McCarthy and Rebecca Daly the full back line. Every one of those players 22 years of age or younger. Half back line, Maeve McCarthy and Roisin O'Malley are the wing backs, either side of Niamh McCarthy of Drum Broadford, who's the captain at centre back. She'll have a crucial role to play this afternoon. Midfield is Caroline Hickey and Roisin Ambrose. Half forward line, Anya Cunningham. Centre forward, Cathy Mee, who had a huge game against Derry, scoring 2 goals in that 4-10 to 7 points win. And Katie Heelan of St Albans on the left wing. And then in the inside forward line, again, very, very young group. Andrea O'Sullivan and Leah Coughlin are the new talents in the corner. And Amy Ryan is another proven finisher. She also scored a goal against Derry. She'll be at full forward. Now we'll take it through the Antrim team. Antrim, like I said, first game of the year for these girls, first chance to try and make an impact in this competition. Disappointing league campaign, but they'll hope for better here today. Anna McCann of Moneyglass in goals, and her club colleague Niamh McIntosh in the right corner in front of her. Ciara Brown at full back and Niamh Webb in the left corner. Half back line, Niamh Enright at right wing back. Saoirse Tennyson is the centre back with Daniel Connolly at the left wing. Midfield, particularly impressive pairing for Antrim. This will be a section they'll hope to dominate. Aisling McFarlane plays her club football with Breda in Down, but her parents are proud North Antrim people, so she's very proud to wear the saffron and white colours herself. She'll be on one side of midfield with Anya Tubridy, the captain, on the other. Up forward, a very balanced forward line. Limerick, a lot of their scoring comes through the 2 players down the middle. Antrim with a lot more scoring power the whole way across the 6. Grania McLaughlin on the right wing. Cathy Carey, very impressive. She'll be centre forward. Caitlin Taggart and Aoife Taggart, the Aldergrove sisters. Caitlin on the left wing, Aoife in the right corner. Orla Corr in the left corner. And edge of the square, Maeve McCurdy. Maeve McCurdy, Cathy Carey at centre forward, Aisling McFarlane midfield, Saoirse Tennyson centre back and Ciara Brown at full back. None of those played any part in Antrim's league campaign this year, so that just shows it's a completely transformed side for Antrim. New players all along the spine of the team. Only captain Anya Tubridy was involved in that league campaign, so it's a very, very new look Antrim side. They've transformed things around, and this afternoon it'll be a question of can they take that form into this game and get their championship campaign off with a big win. For those who aren't aware, my name is Kevin Egan. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to be here and bring you this game from Clane. Obviously very, very strange times for everyone involved. You know, supporters and family and friends of these players would normally be here shouting them on. That's not possible in the current circumstances, so hopefully this will be some form of substitute and maybe a few more people will get to tune in as well. My thanks to Michael Carty, Frank of MMC Streaming, who are bringing you the camera work here today. Excellent work, and again, hopefully people will enjoy it. They'll enjoy the coverage, and I'd like to point out If you're watching it at home, you're staying dry. Not everyone here is getting to stay dry because it is a dismal afternoon. Now, it has to be said, we're not getting the worst of Storm Aidan here at all. It's a much more calm day. There is a wind advantage and it looks like it's going to blow down and favour Limerick in the first half. I'm looking at the way the teams are lining up here, and the Antrim full forward line is going to shoot away from they're shooting away from the dressing room into the hedge down to my left hand side, or your left hand side as you're looking as well here. I'm taking a quick look to see if there's any positional switches here. It looks so far like I see actually Aisling McFarlane is dropping back into fullback. She's named at midfield, so she's dropping back into fullback for the Antrim women. It remains to be seen if Ciara Brown of St. Paul's, Ciara Brown moves into midfield in place. So that's a straight swap. Ciara Brown stepping up into midfield with Aisling McFarlane dropping back into the full back line. Limerick looks like they're lining out pretty much as selected. I'm not entirely sure if there might be a couple of switches in the forward line there, but in the main it looks like they're lining out as selected. I was looking to see if Kathy Mee was maybe gone a different direction, but no, doesn't seem to be the case. She is standing on the edge of the square, so really just that one switch. That means that fullback Ciara Brown moves into midfield for this game. Now, Ciara Brown, I first watched her, it would have been 2 years ago, an All-Ireland Minor B semi-final played in Gavin Duffy Park in Monaghan. She was one of a good few players from this current Antrim team who were involved in that game. In total, there was, I think it was 5 of the starters here are part of that minor team that won an Ulster Championship. Remarkable game. We are underway here in Clane GA Club, and we are underway, ball being fought for at midfield, and straight away Ciara Brown coming out with that ball, and she fires it out to Danielle Connolly. Danielle Connolly looking for the long ball into Maeve McCurdy, but it doesn't quite connect, and Limerick are able to sweep up through their corner back, Rebecca Daly. Now work back out here, but again Danielle Connolly looking for her second possession of the game. She's fighting for the ball here. Will the referee decide to throw it up? The referee, by the way, is Austin O'Connell from the Caherlestrand Club in Galway. So he's the one taking charge of this game. Again, possession being fought for at midfield, and Limerick come away with possession with Kathy Mee. She's looking for the long ball down into the full forward line. Excellent layoff. Andrea O'Sullivan is in here on goals. Andrea O'Sullivan shot. Brilliant save by the Antrim keeper, Anna McCann. Oh, that's a fantastic save to start. It has to be said, the shot from Andrea Sullivan, it was at a good height for the goalkeeper. It definitely gave the goalie a chance, but at the same time, she stood tall, she got her hands up high, and she repelled. That's a huge psychological blow early on for Antrim. But Limerick on the attack again. Ball coming in from Caroline Hickey. Again looking for Andrea Sullivan here, but the ball drifts out wide. It's the first wide of the game for Limerick. And that's a huge reprieve from Antrim, and all credit there to Anna McCann in the goals. It was a one-on-one situation. Andrea O'Sullivan driving through on goal. She looked for the, if you like, the near post as she would have seen it, went to go high, but didn't quite keep it far enough away from Anna McCann, and she got 2 strong hands on it to parry away the danger. Limerick again with the next attack. They won possession through Kathy Mee in the centre forward position, but didn't use it particularly well. That ball drifted wide of the target before she could connect with full forward Amy Ryan. As I mentioned earlier, it's a bit of a breeze. I'd say it's going slightly across the field, slightly favouring Limerick in this half. We don't have any national flags at the far side of the field here in Clane GA. As Antrim look for the kick out, they're going down the left hand side. It's being chased by Danielle Connolly, but it scoots out over the line before either she or Niamh Enright can get to it. So now Anya Cunningham with the sideline ball. Anya Cunningham chips it inside towards Andrea Sullivan. She's dropping deep from the corner forward position. She's picking up an awful lot of possession so far. That's something that the management will be looking at. She looks for a diagonal ball across the field, and now Kathy Mee surveys her options. She has plenty of time. The defence backs off her. She looks for Katie Heelan with a hand pass. Return ball coming in. Now we're looking for the long ball, and again we're looking for Andrea O'Sullivan with Danielle Connolly trying to put pressure on. Was it a foul there? It's deemed that it was a foul. The tackle came in from Anya Tubridy. Well, it was a combination of Anya Tubridy and Orla Carr with the tackle. There's a little bit of homework being done here by the referee Austin O'Connell. He's doing a little bit of scribbling in his notebook. I'll put it this way, he may have spoken to the players involved. It was hard for me to tell which of the actual players he sanctioned there, because the two of them came in on top of the tackler. Now we have the free from Kathy Mee. Good high kick from off her right boot, but it looks like she's pushed it wide. She has pushed it wide. That's missed opportunity there for Kathy Mee. She'll feel a little bit disappointed that she didn't do a better job of that one, because it was a good opportunity. Like I said, the wind she probably felt the wind might have taken that ball inside the near post a little bit more, but it wasn't happening. Anna McCann again, Limerick pushing up on the kick out. This was the same pattern as they showed against Derry, but that's good distance on the kick. Just not quite held at the first attempt by Danielle Connolly, and the ball is scooped up here by Roisin Ambrose. Roisin Ambrose, ball inside now to Katie Heelan. Katie Heelan trying to run in at pace, but the hand pass doesn't connect, and that's very well done, Grania McLaughlin. Now, Antrim with a possession. They haven't had too many opportunities so far. Saoirse Tennyson now picks up the hand pass from Anya Tubridy, gives it back to Tubridy. Tubridy doesn't quite gather, just giving the Limerick defence a chance to gather. Now coming back across the field into Ciara Brown here. Ciara Brown, good hand pass across towards Kathy Carey. Kathy Carey now she's been bottled up by two tacklers. That's excellent work from the Limerick defence. It's a rush clearance, and again Rebecca Daly out in front. Rebecca Daly was absolutely outstanding against Derry last time out. Got out in front of an awful lot of ball that day. She also had a yellow card that day, so she did miss 10 minutes coming up towards half time. And whether it was notable or otherwise, when Limerick were down, they actually had they scored 4-10 in the match. They didn't really score in the second quarter, and probably being a player down didn't help. But overall, Rebecca Daly, very strong defensive performance, and she's already come away with two key turnovers here. Kathy Mee now driving in on goal, looks to shoot off her right foot. She was being fouled as she did so the play is going to be taken back, and it's going to be a Limerick free here. I'm going to say about 25 metres out from goal, and probably, I would say, maybe 15 metres wide of the posts. So not an absolute gimme of a free by any manner of means, but at the same time you would be reasonably confident that Kathy Mee, she'll have no problem with the distance here. It's just a question, can she handle the wind? Can she get the right curve on the ball? Kathy Mee, like I said, I spoke earlier about how Limerick won this All-Ireland Championship just 2 years ago. As that free comes in there, it's curled across the posts and wide. That's Limerick's fourth wide on. We still haven't had a score in this game yet. I was saying Limerick won this All-Ireland Championship just 2 years ago, beating Louth in the All-Ireland Junior Final in Croke Park, and incredibly just two players survived from that team. Kathy Mee at centre forward and midfielder Roisin Ambrose are the only ones still there. That's a huge amount of turnover. Long kick out coming here, being fought for by Kathy Carey. Doesn't quite hold on to it, however, and here comes Roisin Ambrose. Good run driving through. Leah Coughlin now with the chance. Leah Coughlin with the shot off the right foot, and that is straight between the posts. Excellent finish from Leah Coughlin. The accepted phrase in that situation is straight over the black spot. In this instance, they don't have black spots on the crossbars here for some reason, their own choice. No idea why. Never really understood the origin or the genesis of black spots myself. What particularly was the point? It was to give forwards a target or something like that, but there you go. Either way, one of these mysteries. Feel free to tweet in and let us know if you've any idea as to why that's the case. So it's now Antrim on the attack. Ball come forward here. Aisling McFarlane with the long ball, looking for the right wing, trying to find Aoife Taggart. And again, Rebecca Daly, has to be said, I'm hugely impressed with her. I was watching the video footage. There was some excellent streaming from Dunleer GA Club for that last game. And she stood out to me as an excellent player in that particular fixture. Already she's done very well for me here with 3 turnovers. But Antrim have won the ball back. Maeve McCurdy now looking to try and connect with her centre forward, Kathy Carey inside, but the hand pass doesn't hit the target. And now Kathy Mee picks up the ball at midfield, breaks one tackle, long ball in, again looking for her full forward line, looking for Amy Ryan inside. Amy Ryan with the turn, drives in on goal. She's being pulled by Ciara Brown. Referee picks up play on that pull, says there's no advantage accruing, and we're going to have another free opportunity, chance for Limerick to double their lead here. So far you'd have to say Limerick enjoying definitely the Lions' share of possession. Do Lions like a lot of possession? Who knows? I know they like a lot of antelope meat, but possession? Who's to say? Either way, Lions' share of possession with Limerick so far. Antrim trying to attack at pace. That free comes in and it's gone straight into the net. It's gone straight into the net. That's a huge score. Kathy Mee, she was a goal scorer last time out against Derry. She's got her name on a green flag here as well. The ball just slipped through the hands of the Antrim defender on the line, and that's a huge blow for Limerick. They now suddenly move 4 points in front, a goal and 1 to Limerick. No score yet to Antrim. Ball again won by Limerick at midfield. They're definitely coming out to a dominant start here. No, not one at midfield. We're going to have a throw-up ball there. Throw-up ball gone in. Ball being fought for by Orla Carr, and Orla Carr, the free is given in her favour, so chance for Antrim to build an attack with Anya Tubridy. Don't know if the free went 13 metres, but the referee Austin O'Connell allows it to go ahead anyway. Antrim trying to break through the tackle here, approaching the 45 metre line. Hand pass coming in from Niamh Enright. She takes the return. Now there's a chance here for Caitlin Taggart. Caitlin Taggart with the shot, left-footed score, and that's Antrim off the mark. First score of the game for the Ulster County. They get off the mark with a crucial score here. So a goal and a point to Limerick, 1 point to Antrim, and we have 9 minutes gone in this game so far. We're going to have the very first kick out of the game. The very first kick out of the game from a Limerick point of view. Decides to go long, and it's well won at midfield by Roisin Ambrose. Roisin Ambrose breaks through the first tackle, again looking down for full forward Amy Ryan. Amy Ryan, she's out in front, she wins possession, picks it up on the 20 metre line. Antrim have gone back from that initial switch. Ciara Brown has gone back into the full back line. Now ball coming out here towards Leah Coughlin. Again recycled. Katie Heelan, she usually looks to try and put pace on it. Doesn't connect with the hand pass, and that's well intercepted by Orla Carr. Ball out here to Ciara Brown, and Antrim look to come away on the break. Well worked here now. Now we're looking at centre forward. We're looking at their centre forward, Cathy Carey. Cathy Carey feeds it out here towards Grania McLaughlin. They're transition through from 45 to 45. It's just lacking a little bit of zip. They're given time for the Limerick defence to get back, and we saw that there. It was easily hoovered up by Niamh McCarthy. She was able to put herself in position, I would say, to sweep up that kind of slightly lax loose kick. That's definitely where Antrim have to do a little bit better here. If they take that possession between their own 45 and 65, they've got to move it a lot quicker. They're taking that kind of extra hand pass to make sure of possession. You can understand that, but the impetus is being taken out of the attack as they do so. We're waiting here on a Limerick free on the 65 metre line. Particularly big field here in Clane, it should be said. I would make it there's about 22 metres between the 65s. So very, very big field here in Clane. Definitely plenty of room for you to stretch the play, but you've got to use that space and use it well. The free comes in here from Caroline Hickey. She's looking for Amy Ryan again. Amy Ryan again, she loves to make that move out towards, if you like, her right hand, but the left hand side of the attack. It's back inside towards Caroline Hickey. Good tackling here from Anya Tubridy. Well done from Anya Tubridy. Secures the turnover, manages to keep her discipline, doesn't concede the foul, and it's a free out to Antrim as they look to try and build an attack. 1 goal and a point to Limerick, point to Antrim so far. As we look here toward, it's Maeve McNamara looking to try and press for the ball. Ball comes out here now, and it's been won by Aisling McFarlane. Aisling McFarlane up towards Danielle Connolly. Danielle Connolly cuts inside, looks for the hand pass into Grania McLaughlin. This is where Antrim need to put pace on it and try and carry the ball. Ooh, close call there. Roisin Ambrose with the tackle from behind. She had the hand in, she made some contact with the ball, but the referee determined she also impeded the Antrim runner here. And Antrim looking for the quick free, but it doesn't quite work out for them. They do eventually win possession through Aisling McFarlane. Aisling McFarlane, now it's Cathy Carey, but she's bottled up again. They're just in heavy traffic. They're not really using the space, as that's a looping. An old coach of mine used to put it once when we were in training sessions. That's raffled, and that was his code for you've given the opposition a chance to do that one. And sure enough, Limerick take their opportunity and they secure the turnover. Limerick looking to rebuild here. Charlotte Walsh feeds it back inside towards Cathy Mee. Cathy Mee, hand pass up here towards Anya Cunningham. Cunningham back to Mee again. She really is the playmaker here in the middle. And again, looking for Amy Ryan, but that's well done. Well broken down there by Niamh Webb, and Antrim come away with the turnover. Now it's Saoirse Tennyson. Quick ball. Now they have a chance. They've beaten the tackler. Saoirse Tennyson needs to run straight down the middle here. Looking for support off her shoulder. Takes on the Limerick defender. Gets past the Limerick defender and gets her shot away. But unfortunately doesn't get enough power in it. Drops it short. And Limerick are able to rebuild with Charlotte Walsh taking up possession. From the point of view of goalkeeper Sophie Hennessy, she'll particularly enjoy that. Goalkeepers sometimes don't get a touch, and the last thing you want is your first touch to be a difficult shot to have to save. Now it has to be said, Anna McCann certainly stood up to that challenge from an Antrim point of view, as Limerick on the attack here through Amy Ryan. Amy Ryan cuts inside, ball in towards Leah Sullivan, and again Anna McCann. That is two superb stops from the Antrim goalkeeper. Got out, made herself big, spread herself across the boot of Andrea O'Sullivan. Definitely, if Andrea O'Sullivan has a lot of cheese before bed tonight, she'll be having nightmares about the Antrim goalkeeper, because she has already denied her on 2 separate occasions. Brilliant stop, made herself big, and the ball is forced out for a 45-metre kick here for the Munster county. Austin O'Connell was trying to demonstrate his own dead ball ability there with the kick out, but I have to say now, I don't think Pádraig Joyce will be selecting him for Galway based on that particular kick, as it doesn't get hugely off the ground. We have a bit of an injury stoppage here now, so we're going to have a little bit of a delay. It looks like it could be full forward Amy Ryan here, just getting a little bit of treatment. Now she's off her feet, so it may just be a case of a little bit of a collision after she gave the hand pass in towards Andrea O'Sullivan. We're waiting here now for the 45-metre kick to come in, and it's Roisin Ambrose. She's looking up. It looks like she's going to go left-hand side, chips it in front towards Amy Ryan, but doesn't gather it at the first attempt, and that's very well done by Niamh Webb. Gets in, takes the hit, gets the hand pass out, and now a chance for Antrim to break out of defence. Niamh Enright finding Danielle Connolly, and now the ball worked towards Saoirse Tennyson, the half-back line in unison, but doesn't quite connect there. That's well done. Danielle Connolly manages to win the ball back from the sloppy hand pass, and she wins possession, wins the free, dinks that pass up towards Cathy Carey, and Antrim now not a huge amount of support. She's probably fortunate to be fouled in that instance, because there was no Antrim player within maybe 10 metres of her. She had no easy hand pass there. Again, the short free, definitely Austin O'Connell not worried about frees travelling 13 metres here today. He's quite happy to let that run. Ball back here towards Danielle Connolly. Now the hand pass inside. Runner coming across here. I think it's one of the Taggart sisters, can't quite tell without seeing the number which. Get good ball inside here towards Anya Tubridy, and again that shot is dropped short. Excellent pounce here from Maeve McCurdy. Maeve McCurdy is inside and completely against the run of play. Antrim draw level. Really good opportunism there from the full forward. Absolutely brilliant work. She scooped in, hand pass went astray, just didn't quite connect. Sophie Hennessy, she picked up the shot that dropped short, but just overhit the hand pass, and a lovely bit of opportunism there from Maeve McCurdy, the St. Gall's woman. She got in, she picked up the ball. Suddenly then Sophie Hennessy had to react, came out, and a lovely low finish as the ball went underneath her. So we're breaking for the first water stoppage here now, and I have to say Antrim will definitely be the happier side after that opening quarter. They're level despite the fact that Limerick have had definitely more possession in this game. They've had 3 great goal chances, they've taken one of them, but they've missed out on 2 due to the brilliance of Anna McCann in the Antrim goal. So overall, you'd have to say that the better side so far have been Limerick in terms of overall play and overall possession. But Antrim, I would say maybe 4 chances on goal, 2 dropped short, 1 over the bar, score coming in from Caitlin Taggart, and of course that goal there from Maeve McCurdy. So a goal and a point each, as Damien McConville speaks to his team and tries to come up with what is required. We're looking at a short water break here. There's a lot of different variation in terms of how referees are applying the water break across the various Gaelic Games codes. Some referees allowing 3 minutes, turning it into a little mini half time. Not the case here for Austin O'Connell. He decides that no, get your hydration done and get straight back into action. So we'll resume here with a Limerick kick out. We have 17 minutes of time gone since the start of the game. Obviously there'll be 3 or 4 minutes at least added on as Sophie Hennessy looks for the right hand side for the kick out. Well won here by Maeve McNamara. Maeve McNamara scoops it back towards Charlotte Walsh, and now Limerick will try and build an attack. Midfielder Caroline Hickey has it here now. Back inside towards Charlotte Walsh. Couple of stray hands coming in. Charlotte Walsh wins the free, and Limerick again will try and rebuild. No huge amount of space, nobody getting separation, and she just kicks it down towards the free player. The free player is Caitlin Taggart. Or sorry, it isn't, it's Orla Carr. I should have seen that. Orla Carr has been dropping deep as a sweeper the whole way through this game. And Orla Carr picks up the loose possession, and she now has the sideline ball, chips it back inside. Oh, that's dropped at the first attempt, but managed to recover. Niamh Enright does well. Ball across here towards her cornerback, Niamh McIntosh. Niamh McIntosh hasn't really had a chance to carry the ball into the Limerick defence yet. She comes back inside towards Enright. Again, Antrim, they're retaining possession but not putting a huge amount of pace on it. Saoirse Tennyson tries to do something about that, but play is fumbled and Limerick are able to secure the turnover. So Limerick now with a free just on the edge of their own D in their own defensive sector. Ball coming out here on the left wing, and it's Andrea Sullivan dropping deep to try and pick up possession. Will she get there before the ball goes out? She doesn't. It rolls out over the sideline, and that's going to be a sideline ball to Antrim. Right at midfield. Again, very, very congested in that kind of 20-metre radius just inside. There's 5 Limerick players within 20 metres of the kicker, but she connects with Saoirse Tennyson, and now Antrim with the chance to build. Good possession here now, 50 metres out from the Limerick goal. Anya Tubridy plays it inside towards Maeve McCurdy. Maeve McCurdy, right-footed shot, pushed just wide of the target. That's Antrim's first wide of the game. It's not their first missed opportunity, but it is their first wide. So, 1 goal and a point to Limerick. 1 goal and a point to Antrim. This is a hugely important game for these two teams, and so far very difficult to separate them. Would have been the case that it was a very hard game to call. On league form, Limerick were the slightly more impressive side, but it's a transformed Antrim side since, as we mentioned, new players brought in all along the spine. So definitely a new look Antrim team from what we saw in the league, and they're showing it so far. Ball in here again, looking towards Amy Ryan. That battle between Amy Ryan and Ciara Brown is crucial. Ryan gets in behind and manages to find Katie Heelan here. Heelan tries to work it back inside towards Caroline Hickey. We're into heavy traffic here now. Ball coming across, but no, foul there. It's maybe some 20 metres out from the Antrim goal, and this absolutely should be a score for Limerick here. Cathy Mee, now the question is, the last time she stood over a free, it was a score for Limerick, but it crept inside underneath the crossbar and inside the near post for a goal. This time there's plenty of height on it, and it traverses the crossbar, and the white flag is flying, and Limerick are back a point in front. Goal and 2 points to Limerick, 1 point to Antrim. Goalkeeper Anna McCann now coming out and looking at her options. Extremely congested down the middle. Antrim trying to break wide. Which side will she go? Saoirse Tennyson is down the middle. That ball is going to break ahead towards Cathy Carey. Well held. Now Carey, she's in behind the defence. This is the type of possession they need to take full advantage of. Danielle Connolly here, back inside towards Carey, and well done into Saoirse Tennyson. She on the left shoulder, she has 2 runners. Tennyson keeps going herself, shoots off the right foot. It looks like it's just going to drift. It has drifted. It's gone out on the right hand side. Good opportunity for Antrim. She couldn't quite connect with the two. She had 2 players on her left hand side. She had Caitlin Taggart and Maeve McCurdy off her left shoulder. There was 1 Limerick defender in between, so she probably felt, okay, danger of being intercepted here. I'll take on the chance myself. Couldn't argue with the decision, but unfortunately didn't find the target. Cathy Carey, she won the last Antrim kick out. She's after winning this Limerick kick out. Dinks that ball back inside towards Anya Tubridy. Tries to get away to Gráinne McLaughlin. McLaughlin under heavy pressure. She's being fouled. Is the score going to be given? Not entirely clear if the score is being given or not. The referee had the whistle blown just as he was kicking it. Having said that, he didn't allow an inordinate amount of advantage there now, so it's entirely possible. No, it looks like there's Limerick defenders on the line, so it looks like we're going to come back to the free. We're going to come back for the free, so Gráinne McLaughlin won't get her name on the score. Instead, it's going to be Aoife Taggart, corner forward, who's going to step up over. It's the same outcome. It's a point for Antrim, and it's a draw game. But it's a point from an Aoife Taggart free, as opposed to being a Gráinne McLaughlin point from play. So, goal and 2 points each. These sides continue to go toe for toe. Really tight, really close game. Limerick spreading out a lot wider on their own kick out. They're not doing that kind of cluster and breakout effect, and they're able to find space with Captain Niamh McCarthy coming deep, picking up possession, stepping inside one tackler and working the ball out towards the sideline towards Rebecca Daly. Rebecca Daly's hand pass is sloppy, however. It's given away to Niamh Enright, and now Antrim. Can they manage to work a score on transition here? Cathy Carey in possession. Carey steps back onto her right foot, pushes the ball out towards the right wing. Again, it's gone very congested here. Saoirse Tennyson again adding pace to it, and the ball is back inside towards Aisling McFarlane. Tennyson again looks up at her options. She finds Aoife Taggart. Aoife Taggart, she's well able to find the target, but in this instance she's blocked down, and it's going to be an Antrim 45. Now, kicking into the wind and off the ground on a wet day. This would not be the best opportunity now from a 45. I'd be very, very impressed if there's anybody that's able to split the post from here. I'd say you're looking at a short kick, so it's a case of trying to generate the space. Cathy Carey is the player who steps up. Sure enough, she dinks it short, and that's a very happy outcome from an Antrim point of view. Gráinne McLaughlin did well. She got out in front of her marker, she bent her back, got over the ball, and was all set to pick it up until she was nudged in the back. So a very simple decision there for referee Austin O'Connell. Easy call to make, and Roisin O'Malley goes into the notebook for Limerick as well, for good measure. So the 45 wasn't within range this time, again with the very, very short free. It's Caitlin Taggart this time. Caitlin Taggart steps inside, or Gráinne McLaughlin I should say, steps inside off her left foot. It was curling back, but it wasn't curling back enough, so that drifts out and wide. A third wide of the game for Antrim, 4 for Limerick, albeit Antrim have also had 2 shots that drop short, and I should point out too, 2 of those Limerick wides weren't actually attempts on goal, but instead they were long balls forward that just crept out over the end line, just overshot the forward line. Anyway, kick out coming here from Sophie Hennessy, and she finds her club colleague Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose is fouled, goes down the wing towards Katie Heelan. No shortage of pace in Heelan, instead she gives it inside, takes the return pass. Heelan now dinks that pass inside, good ball towards Anya Cunningham, can't quite gather at the first attempt, but the ball is worked back inside towards Andrea O'Sullivan. Andrea Sullivan takes a hit, hand pass outside, Cathy Mee now. Cathy Mee with the right footed kick between the posts, and again it's Limerick that edge back in front. 1 goal and 3 points to Limerick, 1 goal and 2 points to Antrim. Good fast break from Limerick. They just seem to be able to kind of that little bit more straight line in the running. They're able to create they don't let the Antrim defence gather quite as quickly, and they're getting cleaner shots away, which is just making a slight bit of difference. Now look, as I say, I know history is written by the winners and all that. We're possibly overreading into a game where there's only 1 point between them. But as it stands anyway, Limerick have a slight edge here, and that is with the wind behind them. So really, you just couldn't call this tie. It was an incredibly difficult one to call coming into it, and it's an incredibly difficult one to call even here and now. Ball inside towards Maeve McCurdy. Maeve McCurdy shoots, but it was given for an earlier foul on Gráinne McLaughlin, or not on Gráinne McLaughlin, sorry, on Aisling McFarlane. An earlier foul on Aisling McFarlane, and Maeve McCurdy got the shot away. Didn't get it off the ground, but it doesn't matter. We'll come back for the free. So Aoife Taggart probably will stand over this one again, sure enough. Sure enough, it's Aoife Taggart. It's the Aldergrove player. So it possibly, there's a little bit of a breeze into her here now, and it's also coming at her back. So if the danger here would be just leaking it and letting it go out wide right. Oh, so close off the posts. Aisling McFarlane onto the break, gets the hand pass away. Back inside is very heavy traffic. Gráinne McLaughlin gets it. That's a brilliant tackle from Caroline Hickey. Ball comes out towards Cathy Carey. Good high shot from her, but doesn't quite curl enough. And that one drifts wide of the target. So close on the free from Aoife Taggart. She got a good contact on the ball, but just that little bit of a wind just drifting across the field, coming, if you like, from behind me. Now I know the stand would shelter a little bit where I'm standing, but the stand ends at about maybe 50 metres out from the Limerick goal, so there's open country to the back of me here. Antrim win that kick out. Grania McLaughlin, does she overhit that ball inside, or can she connect with Caitlin Taggart? Caitlin Taggart wins it, tries to turn back inside, she's under heavy traffic. That's excellent defensive play. The turnover is well won there. That's well done, Charlotte Walsh. Great turnover won in a dangerous situation. Saoirse Tennyson now fighting for the ball here with Roisin Ambrose. It's Antrim come away. Antrim come away. Anya Tuberty wins it. Is able to pick up the break. That free is brought short. There's a bit of space out here for Kathy Carey. That pass just overshoots her and goes out wide. It was a great opportunity. Kathy Carey had found herself. She had maybe 15 metres of open country all around her. So if that ball had got into her chest and had gone straight and snappy, it would have been a great opportunity, but the pass was overhit. So now Limerick instead with Rebecca Daly. Ball back inside to Rebecca Daly, I should say, from Niamh McCarthy. McCarthy and Daly continuing to connect. That's a dangerous hand pass. And Antrim, are they able to sneak in? No, that's excellent work from Roisin O'Malley. Roisin O'Malley back outside again, ball into midfield. This is where Limerick start running in straight lines. Roisin Ambrose takes on Saoirse Tennyson, gets past Saoirse Tennyson. Great tracking though being done by the Antrim centre back, but instead the ball is still fired in, and that's very, very well won. That's very well won, Ciara Brown. Ball back inside. That's a huge turnover, but a throw ball from Orla Carr means an opportunity for Limerick. Now, Caroline Hickey she was chancing her arm ever so slightly there, taking the free from maybe 10 metres further forward than she should do. So, but sure, who's to blame anyone for arm chancing in this situation? She takes the return. Caroline Hickey back inside. There's another free coming here, and this one will be within scoring range. By the way, since we always like to educate as well as tell you about football, I learned once that the origin of the phrase chancing your arm, it comes from a Scandinavian tradition when two families that didn't get on with each other agreed to stop fighting. They'd shake hands, but because they couldn't look at each other in the eye, what they'd do is they'd cut a hole in the door, and one person would put their arm through the door, and they'd shake hands without looking at the other person. And hence, it wasn't unheard of for you'd put the arm through the door and the opposition family would cut your hand off. So hence the phrase chancing your arm. It was shaking hands with the opposition when it mightn't necessarily go well. Anyway, now that my little sideline is gone, the free has come in there from Cathy Mee, and she's pushed it wide of the target. Says, you get back to the football, you're not here to hear about Scandinavian mediation techniques. But look, is to say it's being streamed. We look. This is an educational resource as well as everything else. Antrim now rebuilding. It's Danielle Connolly taking possession. Danielle Connolly looking for the hand pass forward, and again Rebecca Daly getting the better of Aoife Taggart. That's definitely an area where I'd say Antrim are going to have to consider a switch, because there's plenty of scores in Aoife Taggart. She's a very, very good finisher. She's well able to find the target, but right now she's just not getting the ball into her hand. Rebecca Daly has her beaten all ends up. So whether they need to look at a situation of bringing Aoife Taggart out, maybe into a more advanced position, the half forward line, try and get her on the ball, maybe running forward a little bit or coming off the shoulder, something like that. Antrim winning the turnover here. It's Caitlin Taggart with the ball. Grania McLaughlin back inside, looking for Kathy Carey, but that's very, very well read from Niamh McCarthy. Niamh McCarthy, it's real captain stuff. She's just dropping off that little bit. You can tell that extra touch of experience and reading of the game. She just picks out where the ball is going to go and has hoovered up a couple of great possessions that way. Cathy Mee now driving into defence, but she's been bottled up by three Antrim defenders, and that's very well done. Danielle Connolly doesn't quite get the turnover, but does well to get an attack, get a hand on the ball. Ball back inside now towards Maeve McNamara. Maeve McNamara in towards Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose with the right-footed shot. Ambrose with the point. And that's a big score for Limerick, pushes them 2 points clear. 1 goal and 4 points for Limerick, 1 goal and 2 points for Antrim. We're already into first half stoppage time here, albeit there should be a little bit more, because we had one, if you like, time off, to use the rugby phrase, and then the water break to go with it. So I'd anticipate we will have more play here. Ball is out towards Aisling McFarlane. Ball is won by Antrim. Kathy Carey now. Kathy Carey, another player who's coming deeper, trying to get in possession. Oh, Maeve McCurdy, she tried to get out in front. She was tangled up with the Limerick defender, Maeve McCarthy. She's got her free, but her free is not much use to her as she's pulling up hurt there now. The Antrim physio is coming out to have a look at that situation because Maeve McCurdy, like we saw her goal scoring instincts early on, that was an absolutely crucial score in terms of keeping Antrim in this game. She is not a player that the Antrim management want to see hurt. So it'll be a case now, I would say, get her to half time and have a proper look at the situation there now. She's definitely not moving freely because as she was trying to go for that ball, she looked a bit disjointed. She looked as if she just couldn't quite turn with the fluidity and fluency that you would normally expect. So, throw ball here on the Limerick 20-metre line. Again, very, very congested. Caroline Hickey going up, competing with Grania McLaughlin. Ball comes out here. And that's the half-time whistle. That's the half-time whistle. So 1 goal and 4 points to Limerick, 1 goal and 2 points to Antrim. But again, if it's not coming across on your screens there is a fairly strong breeze blowing down the ground here. It's slightly diagonal, but it's certainly an advantage to. It was an advantage to Limerick in that half. It will be an advantage to Antrim in the second half. So with just 2 points, you certainly couldn't say that that this game is easy to call at this stage. These are two very, very young sides, two developing sides, and they're showing plenty of potential here. This match is absolutely up for grabs. I hope you're enjoying our coverage here in association with MMC Streaming. It's really fantastic that the TG Cahir Ladies Championships, Senior, Intermediate and Junior, you can watch every game through one mechanism or another, whether it's live with the championship sponsors TG Cahir and their fantastic coverage. I was there in Breffni Park last night for that fantastic game between Dublin and Donegal. Heartbreaking defeat for Donegal, and if ever there was a Halloween-esque goal that decided the game, that goal that was that settled the tie, I'll tell you, there was definitely ghouls or demons or something involved that the ball spun that way back into the goal. But look, we'd all love to be out and about at these games. I'm in the privileged position of being able to be here, but it's great to have the coverage. I hope you're enjoying it, and we'll be back with you in 6 or 7 minutes. Welcome back here to Clane. Antrim coming back out on the field. Limerick have been out already. A couple of the players doing a few star jumps and stuff to keep themselves warm and get them back in there. I'm looking across the Limerick team. I don't see any substitutions yet. All the numbers are from 15 down, so no huge changes there. I don't actually see Andrea Sullivan corner forward. No, there she is. She's taken her position up there. Having said that, she wouldn't have been an obvious candidate to be withdrawn after that first half. So no, Limerick as is 1-15. I'm having a look through at Antrim. Now there is one change in the numbers for Antrim, in that midfielder Aisling McFarlane is wearing number 30 instead of number 8. But she did start the game, and otherwise it looks like Antrim are going to be as is. I'm looking Aisling McFarlane again as they did in the first half. Aisling McFarlane dropping back into fullback for the throw-in, with Ciara Brown coming up to contest the throw ball at midfield. But other than that, it looks like the same team. Both sides are as they started the game. Referee Austin O'Connell getting ready to restart here. Limerick leading by 2 points, but now having to play into the breeze, which if anything I'd say has maybe even picked up at half time. We are underway here, and again great win by Ciara Brown, but it's given as a foul. I think it possibly was a foul against Anya Tubridy instead. So Limerick ball in, fought for here by corner forward Leah Coughlin. Leah Coughlin wins that ball, comes back inside towards Amy Ryan. Amy Ryan now looking for Caroline Hickey. Caroline Hickey inside. Andrea Sullivan with the chance. Andrea Sullivan with the right-footed shot. Andrea Sullivan puts it between the posts. So that's a great start for Limerick. Straight off the bat. Only maybe, what would we have had? Maybe only 10 seconds on the clock. Something like that. So that's a huge start from Limerick's point of view. 1 goal in 5 to 1 goal in 2. Fighting for the next ball at midfield. Anya Taggart going for it. Roisin O'Malley puts her head down and tries to win it. Taggart is being Anya Tubridy, I should say. Don't know where I got Anya Taggart out of. Anya Tubridy, she was penalised, but Antrim win it at the second attempt. Aisling McFarlane with the ball here. Out now towards Niamh Enright. Niamh Enright looking to spread the play, put a bit of width on it, which definitely is what Antrim need to do here. Caitlin Taggart, she nearly was away. She was being fouled by Maeve McNamara. She just couldn't quite keep going. It was a pity because, and I'll tell you, it's a pity because she's been dragged down here now and she looks like she's hurt. But if she had managed to get clear and retain possession there, she had open space in front of her, she had plenty of room to run, and that would have definitely put Limerick under a little bit of pressure. So now, there may be a conversation here between Austin O'Connell and Maeve McNamara on the Limerick side. It looks like a little bit of a name in his black book is all he's looking to do here. There's not going to be any more serious sanction to that. Anyway, ball coming in here from centre forward Cathy Carey. Cathy Carey doesn't quite connect with her colleagues. Maeve McCurdy, I'll be interested to see how she moves now because she took a little bit of an injury there before half time. But Limerick breaking out of defence. Great work, they've got the turnover. Maeve McCurdy didn't really get a chance to fight for that ball. It was turned over fairly quickly. It's Leah Coughlin now for Limerick. Ball up ahead here towards Caroline Hickey. Caroline Hickey cuts in. She's at a very tight angle. Can she get inside? She can. Leah Coughlin now. Oh, that's a huge block from Ciara Brown. Second attempt, Limerick goal here from Amy Ryan. Your heart would go out to Anna McCann in the Antrim goal. That was another phenomenal stop to deny Limerick at the first attempt. But just the run of the ball is everything. And it fell perfectly for Amy Ryan. Amy Ryan, she just picked it up, and that was as simple a goal as the Ula player will ever score. So that's a huge score from Limerick. 2-point game at half time. Suddenly there's 6 points between the sides now, and now the pressure is on Antrim as they try and rebuild from here. 6-point gap is a very, very different situation to a 2-point lead. Antrim with a lot of work here now to try and get back into this game, but they have plenty of time on their side. No problem there whatsoever. They can get back into this game easily. They just need to get good ball into their forwards. They won't do it like that. Limerick here now. That's another great hit from Saoirse Tennyson. Very, very well done, Saoirse Tennyson. She has been excellent at the heart of the defence. Cathy Carey now laying the ball off towards Anya Tubridy. Anya Tubridy inside towards inside towards Aisling McFarlane. Aisling McFarlane carrying it in. Will Antrim be able to get a shot away here? Aoife Taggart, not Caitlin Taggart, Aoife Taggart goes to ground, and it's a free for Antrim. It's just outside the arc, I would say maybe 3 or 4 metres outside the arc here, and in this occasion it's Caitlin Taggart who's going to step over the free. So it's a question of, can Caitlin Taggart get this score? The point would be important. I'll tell you, the psychological value of it would be huge, just to try and break momentum a little bit. She's dropped that one short. Can Antrim pick up the break? Hard work being done in here. Maeve McCurdy did well to win the ball, but didn't quite direct it on target. She pushed it wide, and ultimately that's a disappointing miss from an Antrim point of view, just to break the momentum of the game, because right now all the momentum is with Limerick. Limerick lead by 2 goals and 5 points to 1 goal and 2 points. That would have been an absolutely huge score. Anyway, game restarts here now. Ball gone out towards Limerick's right hand side, and Limerick are awarded the free. It's quickly played forward by Maeve McNamara. Inside here towards midfielder Roisin Ambrose. Roisin Ambrose not afraid to run straight at the heart of the Antrim defence. She's been very effective. She's after getting past Cathy Carey. Will she get the hand pass away? She looks for Amy Ryan. Amy Ryan, right footed shot. Amy Ryan straight between the posts, and certainly right now you would say that right now Limerick are in the driving seat here. Excellent score from Amy Ryan. That makes it 2 goals and 6 points to Limerick, 1 goal and 2 points to Antrim. So it's 2 goals and 6 points to Limerick, 1-2 to Antrim, and Antrim with the restart here. 7-point lead, biggest lead we've had at any stage in the game. The referee asking goalkeeper Anna McCann to hurry up with her kick out here. She looks to go short. She's looking for Saoirse Tennyson. Doesn't gather at the first attempt, and Cathy Mead picks it up. Cathy Mead drives in. Will she go for the hand pass? She doesn't. She takes on the shot herself. Possibly the wrong option. I'll tell you, there was blood in the water. There was chance to really deal a fatal blow to Antrim's chances there. Andrea Sullivan was going outside her was going off her shoulder, and just didn't quite convert the opportunity. So we have a substitution on the Antrim team here. Antrim number 29, of course, naturally enough they don't list number 29 on the programme, so I'll have to get back to you to find out who number 29 is there, but either way it's I'm being told it's Grace Shannon who is coming in here. Grace Shannon is coming into the Antrim team in place of Aisling McFarlane. So maybe that'll be the change that'll try and shake things up for the Saffrons. They have the ball here now. They're driving forward. Great opportunity. Oh, turn back inside. Oh, that's an excellent block. Really fantastic block in the full back line there. I couldn't quite tell who made it, but it's back out here towards Gráinne McLaughlin, and that's a great left-footed strike from Gráinne McLaughlin, and I'll tell you, that is a hugely important score from an Antrim point of view. It just cuts the gap back to 6 points, 2-6 to 1-3, but perhaps most significant, it's their first score of the second half, and it's a really, really vital score to try and maybe get a little bit of momentum on their side, get a little bit of a run going, keep the ball down here for a while, but they won't do it if they allow space like that up front. So as Limerick managed, Leah Coughlin manages to come onto the ball here. Leah Coughlin picks up that possession inside the Antrim 65, and that's a quick ball inside to Caroline Hickey. Caroline Hickey back out here towards Amy Ryan. Amy Ryan, well done, the Antrim defender. Orla Carr did brilliant to spill that ball. Limerick still have possession here though through Andrea O'Sullivan. That shot is coming in, and it's going to drop short and go wide. So that was a really crucial intervention from Orla Carr there. Limerick had an overlap, they had players involved in that attack, but just by managing to spoil it, it made all the difference. So a kick out comes here. Comes to Anya Tubridy. Anya Tubridy does very well to win it. Looks down for Gráinne McLaughlin but can't quite find her. And again, Niamh McCarthy just playing that sweeper role at centre back particularly well. Ball out here now towards Roisin Ambrose. Roisin Ambrose looking for the low ball in towards Cathy Mee. Cathy Mee coming on it from a more advanced position this time. But the turnover is one. Oh, Saoirse Tennyson gives away the hand pass. Caroline Hickey, can Limerick make this pay? Cathy Mee driving in again. Shot from Cathy Mee, left hand side and wide. That was a huge goal opportunity. You get the sense that the Antrim boat is taking on water here at the moment. They're bailing out frantically in the back line, but they're going to have to get those mechanics and engineers down there to actually plug the holes, because right now all the flow is in towards this goal, towards Anna McCann's goal. Antrim need to start winning some clean possession and connecting with their forward line a lot more. Anna McCann going for distance with the kick out. Kathy Carey trying to fight for it, but she doesn't win it. That's very, very well done by the Limerick attacker. It's Anya Cunningham who's won it. Anya Cunningham now connects with Amy Ryan. Ball out here. There's a lot of players back. Charlotte Walsh tries to carry the ball in. Amy Ryan again surveying her options. Amy Ryan now playing out at centre forward with Kathy Mee gone in. Frontal challenge there from Saoirse Tennyson. It was kind of not, it wasn't really shoulder to shoulder, and it was straight in front, and I'd say Saoirse Tennyson, she might get a talking to here. This looks a little bit more severe, but he's talking long enough. My experience so far is that if he's going to send you to the sideline, usually what will happen is he won't talk to you for too long. There's no point in having a conversation. So she might be getting away with it on the basis that she's getting a very, very stern warning. And sure enough, Saoirse Tennyson, the St. Paul's centre back, vital player for the Antrim side, she stays on the field. Saoirse Tennyson, like we said, one of the players that was drafted back in after not playing during the league. She's been hugely influential here. St. Paul's, a real success story in club football. I won't lie, I'm originally from Ferban myself, so their loss to Naomh Kieran in the All-Ireland Intermediate Club final a few years ago certainly didn't break my heart. I was very much on the Naomh Kieran side that day, but St. Paul's have made huge strides forward since. Really big win this year in the Ulster Club Championship over Armagh Harps. To be beating the Armagh senior champions is a massive, massive success for a club from Antrim. It shows the strides forwards they've made. They were set to take on Donaghmoyne in what would have been a massive Ulster Club semi-final. So really massive strides being made forward there. I'm going to stop using the word massive. I think I've thrown it in 3 times in the last 3 sentences. I'm losing the run of myself there. This free coming in from Kathy Mee, right-footed kick. She pushes it wide of the target, however. So yeah, building on St. Paul's success, it's a very, very odd situation. The only senior club in Antrim football. They didn't actually have an Antrim Senior Championship as such this year. They went straight into Ulster, but they justified their inclusion with that big win. And if this team is to continue making progress under Damien McConville, and Damien McConville has worked with a lot of these players at underage level. Obviously his own daughters play with the St. Paul's club, so you'd hope that, like, you know, they're a huge county. They're a real sleeping giant in Gaelic games terms, is Antrim, both in terms of Gaelic football, hurling, ladies football, camogie, the whole lot. You would argue that really they're not punching their weight in any of those. Maybe hurling to a certain extent, given the fact the logistical difficulties they face and the lack of competition around them. But certainly in the other 3 codes, there's a lot of room for improvement, and it'd be great to see it for Ireland's second city in the county around them. Anyway, here they go, trying to rebuild. Niamh McIntosh now trying to take possession, but it's a hard battle here, and Amy Ryan wins the ball. Amy Ryan, that's going to drop short. Is Katie Heelan going to be able to get on it? Oh, that's a huge block. The shot came in there from Roisin Ambrose. She picked up the break, but that's a fantastic block from Danielle Connolly. Got down low on the boot of the Limerick midfielder, forced the ball out. But like I said, we're seeing some great defensive interventions from an Antrim point of view. They need to start making those contributions at the opposite end of the field. So who's going to step over this 45? It looks like Roisin Ambrose is going to come out and take it. Yeah, Roisin Ambrose is here, so it's just a question of what she tries to do. There's a run being made here by Roisin O'Malley. No, instead she goes straight in, looking for Kathy Mee. Ball spills, or looking for Amy Ryan, I should say. Ball spills off her hands, and Ciara Brown is able to win it. Ciara Brown out to Orla Carr. Orla Carr now finds Niamh Enright. Brown again. Again, Niamh Enright with the ball, and now Anya Tubridy. Ball going down the sideline. That's great hands from Grania McLaughlin to catch that ball on a wet day. Now, that's an excellent ball. This is the type of attack Antrim need to build up here. Instead, it's It's Ciara Taggart, I think, or sorry, Caitlin Taggart. No, my apologies. Aoife Taggart is the one, but she can't connect with her sister, and that ball goes out and goes wide. That's a very disappointing wide from an Antrim point of view. That was really great work up the sideline. Fantastic work from Ciara Brown to secure the turnover. Niamh Enright did well with the support play. Lovely hands from Gráinne McLaughlin to make the high catch. Ball straight down, but it just broke down at that stage. The Limerick defence really on top, and that's a good kick out from Sophie Hennessy in the Limerick goal. Ball is worked here now towards Roisin Ambrose. Roisin Ambrose steps inside Saoirse Tennyson. Lovely footwork, Roisin Ambrose looking to dink that ball in towards Amy Ryan. She's come back inside, having been out at centre forward for about 5 minutes. Didn't see a huge amount of contact there, but I think it's Niamh McIntosh has just been sanctioned. So another free opportunity here. Amy Ryan briefly came out to centre forward. Possibly that was a case of just maybe discombobulate the Antrim defence a little bit. Maybe it was a case of Cathy Mee just needing to take 5 or 6 minutes of a bit of a breather from the more active centre forward position, as that free comes in, and that free is just chipped wide of the target. You'd have to say Limerick here, they're very much on top, but the nails in the coffin aren't coming just yet. They've had a chance to put Antrim away. They've had some glorious opportunities in the last while. They're just not finishing quite as well as they would have hoped. It's just a question now of whether Antrim can make them pay for that. Kick out coming from Anna McCann, but that's very, very well won. It's been Anya Cunningham. She's not really doing a lot of scoring today, but I'll tell you, in the middle third, she's getting on a lot of possession. That ball inside towards Katie Heelan, and another excellent opportunity for Limerick here. I was just saying there, Anya Cunningham has been absolutely fantastic. She's picked up a lot of those hard-won balls in the middle third. She hasn't got her name on the score sheet yet, but she has done particularly well in terms of winning possession. And now this is an excellent free-taking opportunity. The referee asks Cathy Mee to take a couple of steps backwards. The free was for the initial offence, the foul on Andrea Sullivan, and that was maybe back on the edge of the D as we break for the water break. And that makes it 2 goals and 7 points for Limerick, 1 goal and 3 points for Antrim. The Treaty County absolutely in the driving seat here. 1 goal and 3 points now for Cathy Mee, a goal and 2 from frees and 1 point from play, and overall Limerick by far the happier side. Manager Donal Ryan there drawing his troops in to have a conversation with them. First time I met Donal Ryan, I was doing a post-match interview with him in Duggan Park in Ballinasloe after, it would have been 6 years ago this month. Moreau Boher beat St. Kieran's of Roscommon. I would have been covering for the Roscommon Herald. Moreau Boher beat St. Kieran's of Roscommon in what has to be said was a one-sided All-Ireland Junior Club final. But it was a remarkable event. It was made famous. This might ring bells with some people. A really wonderful GA woman and a community woman by the name of Eileen Leonard came on the field at the end afterwards. Eileen Leonard of Cappamore, she came on. Her granddaughter Lisa Leonard had played corner forward for Moreau Boher that day and had scored 2 goals, and she brought on Lisa's violin, and there was traditional music taking place on the field in Ballinasloe immediately after the game. If I'm not mistaken, I think the picture was front and centre in the Irish Examiner. It was a lovely picture, a lovely piece of family imagery. Sadly, Eileen Leonard passed on, I think it was pretty much a year to the day after that All-Ireland final. She was obviously, that was a loss that was hugely sorely felt around the Cappamore and Moreau Boher clubs. And they still hold an annual event, an annual memorial event in her honour every single year. It was a really lovely occasion. And you can see here, I was talking to Donal Ryan this week in the build up to this game, and he was referring to, some of the work he's done with some of these young players. That Moreau Boher success was hugely significant. There's a couple of those players are still involved here today. Ironically, there's 3 Moreau Boher players all involved in that game, and all 3 of them came on as sub in that All-Ireland Junior final. 3 substitutes used that day, 15 starters, and the 3 county players here today were the 3 subs. So there you go. There's more random information for you. But I have to say, that was an All-Ireland final that stuck with me. That little moment at the end of it, it was hugely significant. I thought it was a lovely, touching event at the end of what was a hugely significant moment for Moreau Bohart Club and for the players involved. So, Antrim back underway here. 7 points gap to try and make up here. There's no real option for them at this stage. They've just got to go for the jugular, and try and break down, get the scores on the board, and try and get themselves back in contention here as quick as possible, I should say. I've often wondered like that. It's very harsh on a particular discipline within the circus trade. Anyone gets in trouble, always go for the juggler. And all he does is throw balls and torches up in the air. Very, very harsh altogether on jugglers. Myself, you'd imagine others like lion tamers and so on wouldn't get off as scot-free. We've another substitution here on the Antrim side. I see that it's Caitlin Taggart is being withdrawn. And I'll just have a quick look. I think it could be Nicole Jones. Indeed, yeah, it's Caitlin's clubmate Nicole Jones is coming on instead. So Nicole Jones coming on the field. She's going to try and make a bit of an impact here now and see if she can be the key that will unlock this Limerick defence. We're waiting on an Antrim free here. Danielle Connolly has the ball in hand. I think it could be a different. I think it could be a different substitution here now. It's not. It's Orla Carr has gone off. It's Orla Carr has gone off, and not Caitlin Taggart. So we just had a little bit of a change, and the board flashed up number 12, which would have been Caitlin Taggart's number, but instead it's Orla Carr. Now Orla had been playing as a sweeper, so that's definitely a sign that Antrim are going to try and chase this game. She was the extra player covering in the back division. They've decided they need to go for all-out attack here, and understandably so, trailing by 7 points with a little over 10 minutes still to play. Limerick secure a turnover on that possession. What can they do? Can they connect with a colleague? Ball comes out here, looking for wing back Maeve McNamara. Maeve McNamara does very, very well. Instant quick ball inside, looking for Amy Ryan, but Ciara Brown does well, puts herself in the right position, wins that ball, and she'll be able to link up with Niamh McIntosh here. So now Antrim trying to build up, looking for Anya Tubridy. Anya Tubridy immediately being met in the tackle by Caroline Hickey, but she holds possession, gets the ball back inside, and now it's Niamh Enright in possession. Niamh Enright into Grace Shannon, the first of the 2 substitutes. Grace Shannon back inside towards Enright again. Enright, ball across here, looking to go down the left-hand side. This is where they need to put pace on it. That's a lovely run by Maeve McCurdy. Maeve McCurdy inside. Is an Antrim goal chance. Gráinne McLaughlin, what a save! What a stunning save by Sophie Hennessy in the Limerick goal. It was a lovely move from Antrim. Maeve McCurdy's turn. She got the ball inside towards Gráinne McLaughlin. You couldn't fault the shot. That was exactly as you would coach any forward to go for goal. Left-footed shot, low, across the keeper. Did everything right. But what can you do when the opposition goalkeeper comes up with a save like that? In the first half, I was full of praise, and rightly so, for Anna McCann in the Antrim goal. She made 2 brilliant stops. But as an individual save, that is the best of the game, because Gráinne McLaughlin's shot there was absolutely inch perfect. Low, driven across the goals with power, exactly what you'd want. But she was just trumped, as they say. It was... I'll tell you, the best way to describe that is that's for poker people. That's your ace king running into ace ace. Is all I can describe it. That's all I can describe that as. Anyway, Antrim with Niamh Enright on the ball now. Very congested defence. Can they create the chance here? Gráinne McLaughlin gets the ball back inside. McLaughlin takes it the second attempt. Links up with Anya Tubridy. She wins the free. She wins the free, I would say maybe 25 metres out, fairly central, so this really has got to go over the bar from an Antrim point of view. This has got to go over the bar. It's Aoife Taggart standing over this free. It's going to be a hugely important free from an Antrim point of view. She's 1 point to her name from a free so far. She also hit the post with 1 in the first half. This looks like a good effort. Yep, that is straight down the middle, right between the posts. 2-7 to 1-4, 6 points in it. Big finish needed here for Antrim at this stage. And again, Damien McConville again looking to his bench to try and shake things up. This time he's bringing in Ellen Morgan and Caoimhe Stewart. Ellen Morgan and Caoimhe Stewart. I see Danielle Connolly is definitely going on. Danielle Collin, and this time it is Caitlin Taggart who's going off. So Caitlin Taggart and Danielle Connolly, two players have worked very, very hard, but as they say, when you've put the work in, all that means is that you need to you need the rest that little bit quicker. And look, there's no point in conserving your energy. This is all about burn every calorie you have and let someone else come in and do the job. Anya Tubridy now wins that kick out. Ball inside towards Kathy Carey. Kathy Carey back inside, but that's a big hit. This is a chance for Ellen Morgan to make an impact straight away. Ellen Morgan links up with Grace Shannon. Ellen Morgan back out now. Cueva Stewart here. Cueva Stewart, can they get a score away? They've just lost that kind of overlap. It's Ellen Morgan. This one's going to drop short. It's going to bounce. It's well dealt with again by Sophie Hennessy. I have to say now, if I was the person standing in goals there, wet day, bit of an uneven goal mouth, because obviously goal mouths get all the heavy traffic, I'd have been terrified of that ball coming in. Bouncing in front of me, could have skidded any direction. If it was Shane Warne, the Australian cricketer, spinning it in at you, it could have bounced literally any direction there. But Sophie Hennessy got herself in a good position and dealt with it well. Limerick now building up another attack here. Roisin O'Malley carrying the ball into heavy traffic. Manages to get out of traffic. Does she over carry? No, is the decision by the referee. Andrea Sullivan breaks the tackle. Goes back in between two tacklers. Referee was playing advantage, and it's going to be a free to Limerick here. And nearly the more valuable than the possession, more valuable than the scoring chance. We're continuing to eat away at the clock here. There's 56 minutes gone at this stage. You'd have to say that there will be a fair bit of stoppage time coming as well. But if that's enough time for Antrim remains to be seen. We now have a change on the Limerick side. Rachel O'Dell. They brought 5 subs in against Derry. Rachel O'Dell was one of 5 of them. She's coming in here now, and it looks like it's wing back Maeve McNamara who's making way. It is indeed. So Rachel O'Dell of the Monaleen Club in Limerick City, she comes in, she moves, it looks like a straight swap, right wing back for right wing back. She comes in with Maeve McNamara making way. Free comes in here. Limerick gather possession at the second attempt. Ball comes out towards Katie Heelan. Ball across here towards Kathy Mee. That's a good dig of a ball. It's close. It's just not quite curled inside. She got the power on it. It looked like a well-struck shot, but it didn't quite curl inside as much as she would have liked. Goalkeeper Anna McCann looking for Anya Tubridy here. Anya does very, very well, picks up possession and gets past Katie Heelan in the one move. Now ball here for Ciara Brown. Ciara Brown looking to take on Roisin Ambrose. Can't get past her but does retain possession. Back inside towards Niamh Enright. Niamh Enright, will she get the hand pass away? Drives straight through the tackles herself, but that's not the kind of play she wanted to make. Ball scoots ahead and is picked up by Limerick and is picked up by Anya Cunningham. Anya Cunningham back in towards Roisin Ambrose. Ball out here now towards Rachel O'Dell. First touch for the Limerick substitute. Rachel O'Dell squaring up against Cueva Stewart, who is one of the Antrim new players in. 4 Antrim substitutes been used, just 1 for Limerick so far. Rachel O'Dell again in possession here, working the ball across the line. Roisin O'Malley. They were driving very, very straight in the first half. There's a little bit of that gone out of the game. Anya Taggart, I think she's committed a couple of fouls so far, so she may have to be careful here now. Definitely Austin O'Connell after having words, but I suppose, look, with this amount of time gone, you can't be getting too worried about these things. Ball inside towards Katie Heelan. Brilliantly done. Ciara Brown gets a hand in to deny the chance. Now Antrim looking to break forward. Gráinne McLaughlin takes the ball into the tackle, but she loses it in the tackle, but illegally so. So it's going to be another opportunity for Limerick to make a change here. Antrim in possession. This time Sarah Sheehan comes on board. Sarah Sheehan coming in, replacing Katie Heelan. Sarah Sheehan wasn't one of the players who featured against Derry. Has to be said, like 20 players featured for Limerick in that particular occasion, 15 championship debutants. Really, in terms of player turnover, I've never seen anything like it before. It's completely new broom for manager Donal Ryan here, but it looks like it's done the job. Kathy Carey with this free. Maybe a little bit early to say yet though. Gráinne McLaughlin steps inside her tackler, looking to drive at Roisin O'Malley, spills the ball in the tackle, but she gets it back at the second attempt. Gráinne McLaughlin, left-footed shot between the posts. Excellent finish. The question at this stage, is it enough? That's her second point of the game. 5 in it now, 2-7 to Limerick, 1-5 to Antrim. Will it be enough? You get this, well, not even you get the sense, there's no doubt about it at this stage. Antrim will need a goal to get back into this, to get anything out of this game. We're possibly coming close to the stage, you might even have to start saying that they may need 2 goals, because we're ticking over into injury time. Now there will be a fair amount of stoppage between water breaks and everything. Kick out coming here again from Sophie Hennessy, won by Saoirse Tennyson. Saoirse Tennyson takes the ball in, looking again with the hand pass. There's just been a lot of those hand passes have just shot over the heads of the intended recipient here today. They've been close, they've been nearly what's required, but just not quite enough. So now Limerick on the attack again, counter attack, great opportunity. Looking here for the substitute, Sarah Sheehan. Sarah Sheehan, she's in on goal. She's fresh legs. She's running in. She's got the pace. Sheehan shoots, but again at a good height for Anna McCann. And based on what we've seen from this Antrim goalkeeper all day, that was going to be no problem whatsoever to her. Antrim now rebuild again. Working down the right hand side here. Caoimhe Stewart linking up with Grania McLaughlin. Ball is spilled in the tackle, and Antrim win the free here. Antrim win the free. It looks like cornerback Niamh McIntosh. She was brave. She went down on top of the ball, but she's taken a bit of a hit as she did so. So I think so. The referee has just said that there's going to be 3 more minutes of play from when we restart. So 3 minutes for Antrim to try and save their season. Probably looking at this, well, not to save their season, I'm being excessively harsh there. They have another game to come next week against Derry. Win that and they will still be in the knockout stages. We have another substitution coming on the Antrim side here. Fionnuala Rocks coming in. Fionnuala Rocks coming in for Maeve McCurdy. Just a change up front. You couldn't fault anything Maeve McCurdy's done today. Her goal kept Antrim in it in the first half. Lovely piece of opportunism from the St. Gall's full forward, but she took a bit of a knock coming up to half time and she didn't really look like the same player in the second half. So I'd say that's an injury that the Antrim management will be looking at very, very closely in the next while. Anyway, Antrim building up here. They have maybe 2 minutes to try and save this game. Saoirse Tennyson coming inside. Ball now to Grania McLaughlin. Ellen Morgan, my apologies. Ellen Morgan works the ball down along towards Nicole Jones. Nicole Jones hasn't really got the chance to get in on this game since she's been introduced. She's trapped in the right corner. Can she get the ball across? Gets it into Grania McLaughlin, and it will be an Antrim free here. It will be an Antrim free here now. It's a very, very tricky angle. This would be a difficult free at the best of times. Never mind when you're dealing with soft underfoot conditions, when you're dealing with a tricky angle, when you're dealing with a diagonal cross breeze. So maybe Antrim might try and work something short. They do, surely. They go back, they go to cornerback Niamh McIntosh. Niamh McIntosh surveys her options, takes a quick toe tap, no Limerick player coming onto her. Eventually Leah Coughlin comes on and exerts pressure. Ball is out here now towards Caoimhe Stewart. Caoimhe Stewart finds Ellen Morgan. Ellen Morgan, can she get a shot away? Can't quite get a shot away, but she's being held. She's being held, and this time you get the feeling that Antrim need to put this between the posts, and not just that, but need to put it between the posts quickly. Possibly they don't even have time, but the instruction is to put it over. The ball is being dinked into the area, and it's going to be a square ball, I think. Ellen Morgan just kind of chipped it up a little bit, looking for somebody to get a touch on it just to deflect it and deceive the Limerick keeper, but that touch didn't come, and instead Limerick have the ball now, looking for Sarah Sheehan. Is she able to keep it in play? She is able to keep it in play. Limerick have only made a couple of substitutions, but I'll tell you, Sarah Sheehan has made an immediate impact. Just that extra bit of energy, that extra bit of freshness, and she has a bit of pace about her as well, so that has certainly made an impact. Caroline Hickey now, looking for the long ball down. Amy Ryan takes possession, doesn't gather at the first attempt but gets it at the second. She's got Andrea Sullivan ahead of her, instead looks to go back infield. Can she connect? She can with Anya Cunningham. Anya Cunningham, it's a foul on Anya Cunningham. So this is a great chance for Limerick in every sense of the word. It's a chance to kill a little bit of time. They'll take about 30 seconds to take this free, and if they can guide it between the posts, it'll be an extra insurance score. Really, that early surge at the start of the second half has just made all the difference. That goal coming in from Amy Ryan at the start of the second half, that has completely transformed this game. Antrim just never been able to make up the gap. Cathy Mee straight between the posts. A goal and 4 for the Ballylanders player at this stage. 1-3 from frees, a point from play. Sometimes you look at it and teams get to rack up frees through handy scores. That's not the case here today, because no strike is easy here today. Good. There's great surface here in Clane, this pitch here in Clane. Like, you know, there's no danger of kind of muck. Okay, the goal mouths are a little bit churned up, all right. But in general, it's good, solid ground. It's suited players with pace. But just because you can do things at pace doesn't mean that it's easy. Get your standing foot right in very, very wet conditions. So, Niamh Enright on the ball now. Can Antrim create? At this stage, they need 2 goals. They'll be doing well to get 1, but they need to, as they say, you have to get 1 before you can get 2. Grace Shannon taking the ball into the tackle. Again, the foul there, but 60 metres out from goal. Limerick will be very, very happy to see the game proceeding out here in this part of the field. The free is taken by Ellen Morgan. Again, Antrim, they're holding possession, they're retaining it now. Now there's a bit of a breakthrough. Substitute Fionnuala Rocks here. Can she make any impact? She covered a bit of ground, but again had to recycle the ball back outside. She's got it again. Quick series of hand passes, but Charlotte Walsh is able to intercept. I have to say, this Limerick full back line has been absolutely impressive. You see individual players who might do well, but all 3 across the back have done a brilliant job. They've played a huge role in this win, and ultimately Limerick confirmed the victory. Limerick confirmed their place on top of Group 2 in the TG Cahir All-Ireland Junior Championship. They've had 2 wins out of 2. They've beaten Derry last week in Dunleer. Now they've beaten Antrim here. So that's 2 wins out of 2. Really impressive start for Donal Ryan's side. They're now going to have 3 weeks off before it comes to an All-Ireland semi-final, which most likely will be up against Fermanagh. Antrim have to regroup. They face a winner-takes-all clash next weekend with Derry. So whoever comes out on top of that one will advance to the All-Ireland semi-final as well. But that's a winner-takes-all game. Well, slightly winner-takes-all. Because of their superior scoring difference, Antrim will still go through if they get a draw in that game. And based on what I've seen here today, they'll definitely feel confident going into it. They did an awful lot right here today, and who knows, things could have been very, very different. They had a great goal chance in the second half. Gráinne McLaughlin did everything right. Low left-footed shot across the goalkeeper, but just a brilliant save from Sophie Hennessy was enough to keep her out. It's been an enthralling game, an interesting game, and definitely an informative one. Limerick in good shape in this All-Ireland Junior Championship. They last won it 2 years ago with a win over Louth. They look very, very good to come back with what is a completely new team this year. I'd like to say thanks to everyone involved, to Michael and Frank, and everyone involved with MMC Streaming, who've done a really brilliant job here today. I'd like to say thanks to TG Cahir, the sponsors of the competition, and of course to the LGFA, who are doing incredible work to make sure these games are being broadcast out to supporters everywhere. Whether you're from Antrim, whether you're from Limerick, or whether you were just tuned in to take in a game of football on a Sunday afternoon, it's been great having you on board. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage. My congratulations to Limerick, my commiserations to Antrim. We're all done here. Thanks very much.